Alright, so I think this is updates number 6. It's been a little bit since the last video. It was maybe 2 months ago when I made number 5. Anyway, a lot has happened since then. Uh, I'm just gonna start with the closest to now. So I'm getting new hardware either today or tomorrow. Um, it'll take a bit to get everything transferred, so hopefully by the middle of the week, um, we should be on new hardware with the 9950X. So that should be fun. Won't be paying any server host money anymore. We'll be running it right at my house. That will also bring along bedrock support, or I should more properly say bugrock support. Um, since for some reason people have been pushing for that. I don't really know why you'd want to play bugrock edition in 2025, but whatever. Um, because you can't use SRV records with Bedrock Edition for some stupid reason. So I have to use port 19132, which they don't sell as dedicated IPs on server host. So, um, I'm gonna have to just run it at my house. Uh, and then I'll have all the ports I need, if that makes sense. Anyway, um, this home server, that it's only gonna be running. Okay. It's only gonna be running this, noB, my other server, and a few projects, so it won't be loaded too much. Uh, so it should run really good. The last bot attack, it managed to get to 105 bots. Some guy who was botting it, and the TPS was 20 and was less than 10 MSBT. So that was good to see. And that's on a commercial server host with a, what is it, like 7950X or something. We're getting a 9950X. Anyway, that's probably me yapping about that for like 2 minutes. Hopefully I got my point across. It should run fine. What else do I need to address? Oh, and the bush fix, if I didn't already mention this, the bush fix for the anti-bot bug won't be needed anymore when we get the new hardware, and the bug will be permanently fixed as soon as the server goes up on the new hardware. So if the anti-bot has been giving you issues, that will be fixed then. So I think I ought to officially address the whole whatchamacallit, the Zero Simp and Minecraft fan leaving noBe. So I'm just gonna start explaining this from the beginning, so you can actually get more of a hold on what exactly happened, rather than just excerpts from midways long. So this was probably late December, maybe, I forget. It was either mid or late December, and there was this guy called Trial Chambers who was, looking back on it, he was faking having like some Trial Chambers exploit to spawn in keys with illegals on them. And so he would send these screenshots in the noBe Discord. I pretty much immediately knew that he was showing, but decided to check his e-chest anyway. Didn't find anything. So that was part one, and then, a few days later, I start getting, spam from AEF and console about bad NBT data. Usually I wouldn't think much of that, but when you've got guy in the Discord saying he has illegals a few days earlier, that sort of makes you sort of wary. So I just didn't do anything. I just continued to monitor it. And then a few days after that, uh, Dogs5757, who's Vector in the Discord, comes up to me and is like, yo, Kongaz and his team have 32 Ks. So for me, that was the last straw. Um, because all of that stuff adding together had me really suspicious that somebody might have had an exploit. Of course, said exploits are extremely rare, but they do and will and have always existed. So I'm looking through chat logs and I'm seeing, like, no hate to Kongaz for any of this. I'm just wanting to fully explain it so it all makes sense. So I'm looking through chat logs and him and some other guy, I can't remember who it was, were talking together about their 32 Ks at the stash or something like that. And how Dogs5757, Dogs5757 told me how they wanted to there was some kind of deal to give Kongaz the dragon egg, and how he just got one-shotted by Kongaz. And I hope that you can sort of see how suspicious all of this comes together to. So at this point, I'm pretty worried. So I just decided to do some spying one morning. Nothing too serious. Uh, and then for some reason, I decide to, not really sure why I did this. It was probably not the best decision. To take the dragon egg out of his inventory to interrogate Kongaz, okay? When this was happening, I wasn't really thinking straight. It just seemed like, well, so much was happening and not enough time. I hope you can understand that. Kongaz and everybody else who's watching this. That's my mistake, and I'm gonna own up to it. Anyway, so I take his dragon eggs and put them in my inventory and interrogate him. And then people start talking about it in the Discord, and then Zero Simp logs in. I forget when Minecraft entered the scene. Anyway, so then Zero Simp logs in and starts calling me slurs and stuff that I'm not gonna say on YouTube. And keep in mind, Zero Simp was the moderator of the noBnoT Discord at that time. And he had engaged in some activities within the Discord, keyword within the Discord, that I did not approve of, let's just say that. And there had been some tension between us the few weeks before that, and he was just going off and calling me all sorts of crazy stuff, and he was like, you're admin abusing and stuff like that. So eventually we reach an agreement, Kongaz and I, that I don't know what's happened here. It still looks suspicious, but as long as you don't pull anything, I'm not gonna pull anything. So Minecraft enters the scene sometime around this time. And sort of goes with Zero Simp stuff. And I have nothing against people calling me out on stuff, but when your own moderator is calling you slurs because you annoyed them in a cube game, I think that's something different. Anyway, so we eventually leave. And then he starts doing all this stuff again in DMs, calling me slurs, and yeah. And so I explained to him what I just explained to you, but he doesn't like it still. And his like, well, it sure seemed like you're admin abusing. And I'm like, I wasn't. But if you would actually listen to what I had to say, then maybe it would make sense. He clearly wasn't wanting to listen to what I had to say. around this time, my Spidey sense went up. I wasn't sure why at the time. Like, not in, I don't know how to say it. Not in, like, there's something creepy going on, but more of something bad's about to happen, if that makes sense. Like your sixth sense. And so I was wary, so I removed his mod because he was lashing out at me like this, and he has a history of nuking Discord servers that he doesn't like. He did that with Mystic server, he did that with a few others. And yes, I'm calling him Mystic with a Y. You can cope harder. Anyway, so how did it go after this? So we get into an argument. Eventually, we resolve it and come to a conclusion. I still didn't give him back his mod. I'm just telling him to sit on it for a bit. Apparently, he doesn't understand the concept of sitting on it for a bit. So then, a few hours later, I reluctantly decide to give it back, which is probably a stupid idea, but it probably wouldn't have mattered in the end after what happens next. So I go to sleep and I've got a really bad feeling. I can't put my finger on what it is, but I know that something bad is happening. At this point I didn't even know like what it was related to. So anyway, so I wake up the next morning feeling even worse than the previous night. Log into Discord, and sure enough, they had used the noBnoT bot to mass ban and to spam tits in the Discord server. So I clean it up, whatever, ban them from the Discord. And get rid of the noBnoT bot. So I think whether I'd actually given his mod back in the end didn't really matter, simply because he used the bot. And that was a massive oversight for me not removing the bot. But anyway, no matter now, that's in the past. So I cleaned it up, get everything working again, unban everybody, except for like newts, goons, and stuff. And then he, this might have actually been Christmas Day when I got sick. He makes a group chat with Minecraft Fan and me, and goes on like this ridiculous spree of trying to gaslight the situation, and it was just hilarious to watch. I think I still have screenshots of this somewhere on my laptop. Anyway, it was hilarious because like the minute I would like pose, I don't know, an argument to what they had to say that shut them up really good, they wouldn't even bother to try to respond to it. They would just immediately skip to their next let's say bullet, and it it was just funny. They were clearly trying to gaslight me, and I knew it. So yeah, after that, things went pretty silent for a bit. I discovered 2 of their alts in the Nobi Discord. And banned them. I went in their Discord on an alt, saw some of the bad things they had to say about me. It was pretty funny. And then just a few days ago, my friend noBnoT found sends me 2 videos that he had uploaded. One is a day in the life of an Arch user, which I use Arch, by the way, if you couldn't tell. Oh, some like ridiculous dirty-minded script that he made. You can go find it and watch it if you want. It got 1,000 views, which I think is hilarious. Anyway, and he also made another video like Emerson versus Tessa Fowler or something. And apparently they either bought or used a cracked version with Skins Restore of the Tessa Fowler account. Um, and made an entire resource pack, an entire resource pack and sound pack of to transform slimes into like an arch uh skin sort of thing, which is hilarious. And he edited the built-in subtitles too. Like, you really don't have anything better to do with your life than to sit in front of your computer and make an entire resource pack and script to shame some random guy you found on the internet that never wronged you. Like, just move on. Like, if you're so intent on shaming me, then go ahead. But man, you really don't have anything better to do with your life? Anyway, uh, so I looked in the comments on that video and there was comment the name not found left saying like this shit crazy or something. And and then Zero Simp's like, well, make sure to send it to the man himself. So you did. Here we are. Anyway, I hope you could understand all that. But let's just say he's not in the Discord anymore to my knowledge. If he has an alt, great. I don't care. Um, what's he gonna do with it? Like nothing. Anyway, so that's pretty funny. But in the end, I do pray that they'll find purpose in their lives, both the Zero Simp and Minecraft fan. That they'd find purpose in their lives and they'd be able to get into an activity that has meaning, that is better than shaming some random guy on the internet that never wronged you and you're just doing it for fun and spending ridiculous times or spending a ridiculous amount of time on the internet doing it. Anyway. So yeah, that's about it. That was probably way too long, but I don't care. Anyway. Yeah.